Hi, welcome to autism conversation. It's my son, Mom, autism conversation.
Yep. Hey, my name's Kim Torres, and we are the directors at the Down Syndrome Association of Houston, right?
Why?
And we are here today for our weekly Coffee and Confidence. And Hayden decided he's going to sit with us quietly, right?
Why?
And listen to everything we have to talk about. So today's subject is sign language. Sign language, yes. And the benefits and discussions of all things sign language related to teaching our kids how to communicate through sign language. Now, I will tell you that these Coffee and Confidence sessions, or in my case, iced tea and confidence sessions, are swayed by my life experiences. That's why they're broadcast on this page. So my personal opinion of sign language is it is the greatest thing since sliced pizza. I loved sign language. Sign language was the way that this little guy right here talked to us for the first few years of his life. And remember? Do you even remember?
Yes.
He used sign language for everything. And once he learned a couple of signs, he realized that it was a way to communicate with us other than crying and screaming. And he used sign language, learned hundreds of signs. In fact, there was at one point where he was probably 2 where we were working on sight words where I would label words around the house, and he couldn't read them because he couldn't say them, but he could sign the sign for each of the words because he'd seen the words so many times. He knew the sign that went with the words. He could communicate the meaning, but he just couldn't use his mouth yet. And so sign language has been really important to us in our lives. There is some concern about sign language from parents in the Down syndrome community in regards to it is learning a second language. And if we step back for just a second, we look about second language learners. Any child that's growing up in a dual language house, whether it be Spanish and English or Italian and French, any child growing up in a dual language house takes longer to learn one and both languages. There's just more time involved in it. So, a lot of our cousins, for instance, that grew up in dual language houses, Spanish and English, they talked later in both English and Spanish because they were processing both languages at the same time. And so there is this concern that by learning sign language or teaching sign language, you're actually teaching your youngster 2 languages simultaneously. And this would be true for adults as well. If I were to go try to learn a second language right now, it would take me longer. And so there's this fear that if you teach a second language, that your child is going to actually be slower at learning English. The flip side of that is okay, so maybe it will take a little extra longer. But the flip side is because we know that our kiddos, because of their oral motor skills and cognitive delays, they are going to be delayed in speaking any language. The flip side is that sign language gives them ability to communicate while they're waiting for those oral motor skills and cognitive skills to catch up for speech development. And for us, that ability to communicate through signs reduced a lot of stress on him and us. We could understand what his needs were without necessarily having crying spells all the time. So, what is my favorite sign language resource tool ever? And I've been waiting to share it with you because we love these, or we loved them. You want to hold it up? Can you show everybody? Hold it up so they can see it on the screen. Signing Times videos with Rachel Coleman. These are our favorite. And this is the first one out of like 20 plus that, you're going to show the back too? Yep, of them. and they are low-key videos, very slow format, not a lot of over-the-top graphics. There's a lot of music involved in them. They do a great job of putting the printed word with the sign and the oral word or the spoken word. And like this very first video, I got to read off of this for just a second, so I'm going to hold it, okay?
Okay.
This first video goes through eat, milk, water, more, bird, dog, shoes, ball, mom, dad, sleep. Some key words that are instrumental in just communicating basic needs to your family. Do you remember any of those? How do you sign dad? Do you remember dad?
Mom.
How do you do that?
Mom. Yes, Mom. With a cow milk. Got no man. Got no dad. Got no boy.
No, we're not talking about that. Do you know how to do dad? Like this? Do you remember that?
This one.
Okay, so obviously we have forgotten our second language. But if you've been listening to any of our cooking shows or this little hiatus of a speech he was just taking, we speak all the time. I could not tell you more great things about these videos. Worth the $14 that each DVD is. We lived by them. We've seen Rachel Coleman in concert multiple times, and they're just great ways to learn sign language through music, which we know our kids love, and embed some language into your kids' lives while they're still working on those oral motor skills. I learned all my sign language from Rachel Coleman's videos, so they're just as wonderful for adults as well. Are you leaving?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you later. So sign language, if you need any resources or would like to find out more information, obviously go to our website, dsah.org, and click the Contact Us button. We'll get you in touch with somebody. Other than that, talk to your speech language pathologist. They have resources on sign language. They can help you and tell you all the details you would need to know. It's never too late to start teaching that as a second language. In fact, they offer it in many high schools these days, so our kids could actually grow up being bilingual. So, all right, it was good talking to you this Tuesday on Coffee and Confidence. See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Peace.